Welcome to American Trucker with your host, Raymond White, telling the story of those who move America. Today we have Al Heringer, president of Star Transportation out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Al, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me on, Ray.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, to get us going, tell me about your business today. Number of trucks, what you haul, where you operate.
Well, name of the company, Star Transportation. It was actually established in 1994. I was still in school. My dad founded it, and we haul petroleum refined products. And we currently we're at 93 transports, and we haul throughout 9-state area, lots of all of Texas, Arkansas, Southern Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you said your family started it. Were you guys always in the transportation business, or?
I guess we were in the oil business. I guess we've been in the oil business since 1926, and I guess my grandfather, we always operated our own fleet of trucks. I think, I guess at the most, I think they had 10 at one time. When I came to work in 1999, he had 6 transports and 2 bob trucks, and we still wholesaled fuel. My dad was in the C-store business, and I kind of got my start back on the transportation side, and he eventually sold off the oil business part, and we're just a common carrier now.
Yeah. Did you always plan on being in the family business?
You know, I played football in college, and my dream was like most, was to play professionally. That was cut short with a series of injuries, and so it was kind of I needed a series of knee surgeries after I graduated, and I kind of came to work here on a temporary basis, thinking I was going to do something different, but I just stuck to it, and I love the transportation side and learned it, and I've been here, I guess, 25 years now. It goes by fast.
Man, I'm telling you. Well, I mean, in case others don't know, you played for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and how do you think that shaped your career in trucking?
I think I think team sports give you a lot of discipline and teach you hard work, and the value of the wins and losses. I'm a highly competitive person, and in the fuel business, I guess it feeds that competitiveness, because I get to win and lose every day.
You hope you win.
Provide a service. That's right. I mean, sometimes you lose, but for the most part, I think we've done a good job at winning. We've grown a lot over the years, and want to continue to grow. And
that's awesome. That's awesome. Did you learn any life advice from old Houston Nutt?
Oh, Houston, we still talk to this day. Nothing in particular, but I mean, he really taught me the value of relationships and how to motivate people. I mean, he's an ultra motivator. He'd have us running through a brick wall if he told us to. So, I mean, he was a good coach. We had a really good season that year, and like I said, we still keep in touch. Great guy. A ton of respect for him.
Yeah, well, kind of going along with that, I mean, how do you develop a team around you to run a successful operation. I mean, with the 94 trucks you guys have, you can't do it by yourself.
Oh, obviously not. I mean, we've got great people. I mean, that's what makes this thing go.
Seems like a lot of people struggle to maybe when they have a trucking company and trying to grow it, to get the right people around them. Is there anything that you feel like you have done to get those people, to keep them?
Well, I've been lucky. There was a great team in place that have, they've been here longer than I have, my dad had on staff. But as we've grown, we've got a team of regional managers that are stationed throughout our footprint, and they manage the drivers. We dispatch everything here centrally, and but we got a great team, got good people. I mean, it's a big business, but it's still a small family business to me, and we treat it that way.
Yeah. Do you promote within, or have you ever brought anybody from the outside in?
We have done a little bit of both. Um, as we've hired. There's been a couple of ex drivers that we've turned into supervisors regionally. But luckily, I mean, as far as the management team, it's been pretty solid since we've been here. We've had the same folks. Now, I mean, I'll have some challenges probably here in the next, I would say, 5 to 10 years, that these people that I've had for so long are going to retire, and that's going to be a challenge as we move forward, is replacing these people that have been here for so long and are so valuable.
I bet. I'm sure you're always on the lookout for the next one to groom and put in place.
That's right.
Where do you see Star Transportation in 5 years? Do you have any specific goals for growth?
My goal has always had been to get to 250. 250 units is kind of where I've always set in my mind where I wanted to be.
Where did that come from? Did you pick a number, or?
I picked a number, and that's kind of where we shot it. I mean,
That's awesome.
Little under halfway there, but we're a long way from where we started at 6.
No, absolutely. Well, that's awesome. I love that. What kind of steps have you taken to try to get there?
Well, I mean, it's been real challenging as far as there's been, through COVID and all the supply chain issues, as far as it's really tough to get equipment right now. I mean, and then which has forced valuations of trucking companies to really go through the roof. And because really the only way we could grow would be through acquisition. And we've looked at several, hadn't found the right fit yet, but that's kind of be where we're going to have to. I feel like the growth is going to have to come through acquisition.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, hopefully hopefully, but then hopefully not. With the economy, you never know what it's going to do. But if it continues down a rocky path, then maybe that creates opportunity. It could also create hardship, but
I think the state of trucking in general is down. We're still pretty solid as far as versus a general truckload fleet. We haven't seen the decline, and the spot market's really down. All of our stuff is contract, and most of the contract guys are doing okay.
yeah. Well, one question I have for you, Al, is you mentioned, we talked about competition. In the competition for drivers, you go up against really large companies, especially the regional C-store chains that truck their own fuel, which, as we all know, they have a lot of probably close to unlimited resources, especially when it comes to pay-in and benefits for drivers. How do you successfully recruit and retain drivers?
It's always been a challenge. I mean, through COVID, it got almost impossible to find good drivers that were out there to work. Here this last 6 months, it's really loosened up. I think with that spot market, a lot of the owner operator and some of the general truck fleets have pared down, and there's a lot of order cancellation. But the driver market has actually gotten real. We've got more drivers than we ever have in the last, I guess, ever have. I say within the last 3-4 years, we've got more drivers on staff.
Wow.
So it's been better. But what we do is, I mean, as far as competing against other trucking companies, we offer, home every dime or home every day, competitive pay, and we compete, along with, all the other big common carriers. We're right there with them. And as far as private jobbers, most of those guys that we come up against, I mean, we're with them for the most part, and I think it just comes down to the choice of, do they want to work and be a private, or do they want to work and haul to different stores?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there's pros and cons to both, and you make you make a good point there too about being home every night, and that's actually exciting to hear. For you guys specifically on being able to get people. It sounds like you're getting a lot of people who maybe have never hauled tanker before interested in hauling tanker.
Absolutely.
No, that's a big benefit to the current thing we got going. Well, one thing I know about you, Al, is you're pretty active in the industry associations. I mean, have you seen that to be able to help you gain new customers and grow?
I think as far as, we're a member of several of the state associations, as far as on the oil industry side. I mean, it's really a small circle of people that you see throughout. I mean, with all the consolidation that has happened in this business, it's only gotten smaller. But you see a lot of the same people, no matter where you go, whether it be Mississippi or Texas or Arkansas. I mean, we run into a lot of the same people. I value all the relationships, definitely, as a whole. And then, recently we just joined the NTTC, trying to get a grip on a national side. Really just, we've been a member, I guess, a little over a year now, and kind of dipping our toe in the water and seeing what that has to offer, and see how it can benefit us.
No, absolutely. Well, are you at capacity right now and with customers? Or are you looking to grow?
I mean, we're pretty much at capacity. This time of year, I mean, it's tough to take on anybody new right now.
It's game time right now. Everybody going to the lake.
That's right. That's right. It's the busy season. And so I mean, it's without adding, we would have to add some equipment. Again, that's been a challenge. I was on the phone with my truck dealer earlier today, and I mean, and orders are still getting pushed behind as far as tractors. Trailers are even harder to get.
Mm. Now, remind me, what do you run mostly on your equipment?
Most of ours are Max. We run the Anthem automatic transmissions. We got all the bells and whistles. We run probably a split between Polar and Heil trailers. Within I guess the last 3 to 4 years, we've added cameras, and those have been very beneficial as far as how we run our fleet.
Just forward facing.
We have side view and forward facing.
Got it. You haven't tackled the driver facing. What's your thoughts on that?
I haven't really done that yet. It's something that we're continuing to evaluate and see. Right now, I haven't seen the benefit versus the pros and the cons. It hasn't really tipped the scale for me to really dive into that yet.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a very debated topic, and there's pros and cons to it, like you mentioned. But yeah, I would agree with you there. Well, Al, this has been great, and the trucking business is essential to our country, and now more than ever, we need to stand together. So I appreciate you more than for getting on and sharing.
Sure. Wish you well with the podcast. I've enjoyed the time and hope it all goes well.
Absolutely, my friend.